Hey, you're listening to the High Voltage Rock and Roll Radio Show with the Night Prowler. Oh, wait, nope, that's my other job. No, we're listening to another episode of Answers for Everything podcast. We appreciate you spending some of your free time with us. Don't forget to like and share on our socials. If you have any questions or want to send us anything naughty, just send out to our Instagram at AFE_podcast. That's A as in anus, F as in frankly, and E as in elf. The underscore symbol, then the word podcast. So if you have a drink, sit back, enjoy the show.
So yeah, I saw a vision there of your crotch. Was that? Is that correct?
That's correct. I gave you a quick sneak peek of what I was working with, but then I remembered that I'm not really that excited. And
No, no.
since I'm a grower and not a shower, there
Oh,
wasn't much to
lucky.
show you.
I'm neither a shower nor a grower. I just exist.
In one state.
Yeah, it sort of looks hard, but it's not hard. But it acts like it could be hard. Not that it matters. People aren't touching it anyway, but myself. So
Oh, there you go.
at
No,
least
no action for Clay.
I know what I'm doing with it.
Exactly. The best hand job is the one that you get from yourself.
Yeah, I was talking to Charlie Ray, and he always talks about girls giving hand jobs as like churning butter. You just look at them, and they're just doing everything they can to thicken it up, but it doesn't work.
It just hurts.
Yeah, I mean,
Ow,
I think the secret is lube, honestly. Like
for sure.
if a girl's gonna give you a handy, either she's got to use a lot of spit while doing it, or you just give her a bottle of lube and you're like, "Go to town, girl, go to town," and it's
Do
always
you
gonna
use
feel
lube
good.
when you
Uh,
masturbate?
I do, like every
Do
single
you?
time. Yeah, man.
I dry it every time.
No, not me. I don't like cleaning up after it either. It kind of sucks because it like gets on your clothes and then it like gets on your sink taps when you go to the bathroom to clean yourself. You got to touch the taps to turn them on, but your hand's covered in lube. Only one hand though. I guess I could use my left hand to turn my taps on. Note to self: use left hand to turn taps on because my right hand's the hand that I use to touch myself with.
You got it all wrong, man. You just got to use a sock, and then you just fucking pull that sucker off, toss it to the side, and there's no fuss, no muss.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. The lube is more realistic than a sock when you think
For
about it.
sure. Well, maybe fill the sock with baby powder.
Oh, I don't know if I want that in my wank hole. I guess it's okay. I mean, you put it in diapers and stuff. You would assume that it's okay to go inside a hole, right?
No, it causes cancer, man. They have a huge fucking lawsuit right
Oh, so I shouldn't be packing it into my
now.
dick hole,
No,
is what you're
no,
saying.
definitely not. Not
Damn,
unless you want pee hole cancer.
I need to call Amazon and close down that shipment of 35 bottles.
Cancel it. Stick with the lube, my friend.
Okay. I mean, it's expensive as fuck, though.
Is it?
Yeah,
Well, you don't
lube.
have to get the icy hot stuff.
No, no, no. Like if you go to, I don't know, Shoppers or wherever, and you go to like the condom section, they have lube and they have little things that girls can wear on their finger to masturbate with. It vibrates and stuff.
Ooh, nice.
So like there's like a sex toy sitting there at Shoppers or Walmart, but it's not like, a sex toy section at an awesome store. But yeah, with the lube, I think I get water based because if I get oil based, you can't fucking clean that shit off, man. Like
Ew.
you're using half a bottle of soap to get yourself clean and it sucks.
Just smearing it all around.
Oh yeah, it's fucking terrible. And it tends to dry out quicker. So you got to use a lot of spit when you're using the I think oil-based lube. It
Huh.
tends to dry up. Like you'll be beaten off and you got to like keep spitting or adding more lube to keep it going. But the water-based stuff, just fucking you give her and it goes and
Just
it goes.
goes.
But it's like $18 for the small amount. I don't know the size of it. I want to say
50 milliliters.
yeah, between like 50 and maybe 125. But it's
Yeah.
like 17, $18 for that.
Plus, you'd like to drink it sometimes, so
Well, yeah, obviously, because I get the flavored stuff. Who doesn't like cherry flavored lube? I
when you
mean,
don't have any treats in the house and you just remember that, oh yeah.
it smells like cherry, but I guarantee you it doesn't taste like cherry.
I don't know, I
But
haven't used too much of that stuff actually.
the flavored stuff or just regular stuff?
Lube in general.
Hmm. Yeah, I use it for touch myself or I use it for butt stuff because there's not many girls out there that can just take a wiener in the butthole without any preparation.
I'll bet. I'm not
Mm.
interested in that aspect of sexual activity, so
You say ass pecked. Nice.
that aspect.
Yeah.
But yeah, just not for me.
Hmm. I mean, I don't, it's, how do I put it? I'm not a fiend for it. I don't go for it. It's not like my whole goal is doing anal. But when the girl brings it up, you're like, I'll do one and done with you. That's fine. Hell yeah.
I say nope.
I think Charlie Ray and I talked about this. It's a finishing move. You can't do anal and then do vaginal or do oral.
No,
you just
unless
can't.
you want
Right?
a horrible infection.
That's the last trip of the night right there. That's the last. That's the last express. That's like the Holland Tunnel back to Jersey after being in New York all night.
Yeah,
That's a UTI waiting to happen.
Well, I mean that's a them problem when you really think about it. That's not a me
true.
problem.
Well, wouldn't it affect you as well? Maybe, who knows?
Well, according to Rosario Dawson, it's never ass to mouth, but sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's ass to mouth.
It's also tough because you're not always going to find somebody who's like ready, which I mean like clean to do that sort of thing.
Because you have to douche first?
Yeah, I've done it with people, and only one of them douched first because she said that was her plan for the night. But the other ones were just like, yeah, sure, let's do this. So it wasn't planned out. And I don't...
Did it get messy?
I don't want to see what's on the end of any part of my body when I pull it out.
No, sir.
The key is to pull it out super, super slow. If you pull it out too fast, stuff comes with it.
Because it's like a suction cup. You're doing like a plunger maneuver.
So yeah, Charlie Ray, this is really weird. Josh and I just, met up here on Zoom and immediately went into masturbation, lube, and anal sex. So
are you sure you didn't meet up on Grindr?
Well,
and
that's
then Zoom.
That's how we got each other's contact information.
That's where all the confusion was.
Oh, okay.
Wait, Grindr's got video? This is awesome.
Well, I thought I walked into Go-Go Gadget penis discussion or something.
No, we were talking about touching ourselves using lube and stuff. I'm a lube guy when I touch myself. And
oh yeah, that's a must.
See,
well,
yeah, I mean going raw. That's just a recipe for sore dick.
Well, I mean, how many times are you doing? I'm doing it like 2 or 3 times a day, right? So lube is helpful.
I'm like once every couple of weeks, man. That's about it.
I'm a little more than that, I guess. Maybe 5 times a week.
Wow. Well, you guys are.
I'm just looking at Charlie
now too, so that helps.
I'm looking at Charlie Ray's sadness right now.
No. I don't have sadness. I've been trying to see how long I can go without doing it. That's my plan. So
just a vow of celibacy.
Well, no. I mean, I gotta build my chi back up again so I can do my breathing exercises and have long orgasms with just my breathing. So
do you use lube when you're using the mind to beat off?
I don't even touch myself.
Well, you just get the bottle of lube, you put it on the counter, you open it.
Just sit it beside you.
You grab some tissues, you look at it, and you just...
It's like mind control. It's like I imagine it on my penis, and it's like, there you go.
That's hot.
It is amazing to be able to just breathe yourself to an orgasm, let me tell you. Although I haven't done it in some time now, so I'm wondering if I lost the magic touch. So
I'm thinking
or magic non-touch
is keep that a secret. Because you don't want the women finding out that they don't, need us for any of that stuff at all. At all.
Yeah.
They can just think about it and come. You don't.
Yeah, we don't want them with that power.
No.
Well, I mean, actually, when you think about it, if we had that kind of power, they'd be running around desperately trying to prove themselves worthy of our attention. It's like, but we need you. Yeah, I'm just going to sit alone for 5 minutes, think myself to an orgasm, and go about my day.
Think about what a Jedi Knight could do to a vagina with just their mind.
Oh, I would totally be inappropriate with Jedi mind powers. But I would imagine corporate meetings would be a lot more interesting.
Just ventriloquist style?
Yeah.
On the side of your mouth? Where did that come from?
I am the penis you're looking for.
I've got a question for you guys in regards to women and sex. I've never gone through this, but I see some of my friends going through it, and you see it in movies all the time. How many times have you been dating somebody when they hold sex over you? Like they'll deny sex as a punishment for something you did. Do you ever date someone like that?
No.
Never.
My wife did that a little bit, maybe.
So she would just be like, oh, you ain't getting any of this because you didn't take the garbage out today.
But I would also do it as well, so it was kind of a back and forth thing.
Oh, wow. He's denying the penis.
Yeah, I'd be like, you're not driving me with sex. Fuck that.
Yeah. I think it's kind of shitty.
Take the power back.
I've never gone through that. I just feel bad for anybody that has to deal with that kind of shit.
That does suck.
Because when you
it
think
would
about
suck.
it, I had a friend, like they want to get laid as much as you do, pretty much, right?
Pretty
And
Yeah.
much, yeah.
I had a friend who would say shit with me, like behind closed doors or just with the guys, and then when the wife or the girlfriend was in, well, it wasn't a wife, when the girlfriend was in the room, he was like a different person where we would say something and everybody would laugh, and he's like, that's not funny. Why would you say that? That's derogatory towards women. And I just look over like, bitch, you fucking actually said that exact same phrase like 35 minutes ago when it was just guys in the room.
Sounds
So
like a cuck to me.
he would say that in front of his girlfriend. I was like, why would you do that? Like after, she went home or whatever, I saw him the next day. I was like, why would you do that? He's like, because I want to get laid. And I was like, they want to fuck as much as you do, man. They're not going to deny
Yeah.
you their vagina because you said something that made people laugh. And if they
Well,
do,
they might for a couple days,
you don't want that shit
but
in your life.
no.
Needless
Yeah,
to say,
No,
but
but
you,
women like assholes, so
yeah,
huh?
but Clay, you told me something that was very appropriate to this discussion in a couple of conversations back. You said something to the words or the line of "you're the same person no matter where you go" or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Because somebody said that they thought that was really cool because the you that they get here is the same you they get there. It doesn't matter. It's the
yeah.
same you.
Even the same you, like with my kids' teachers or with the parents of somebody I'm dating. I'm the same fucking person, which probably is detrimental, I think, because I don't really hold back when I open my mouth. I
even
think
at a
about my
Greek restaurant.
Well, it might be detrimental to them, but it's way more. I don't know what the opposite of detrimental is for
uh,
your health and for your mental
undetrimental,
state.
undetrimental,
Undetrimental. I mean,
or
I
mental.
mean, if you were
No.
literally just you, then you're not living in any kind of cognitive dissonance. You are exactly who and what you say you are, how you act, how you think. If you don't have to be a person who, like, around this person, oh, I act this way, and around
Yeah.
this person, I act this way, it's a lot less stressful. You just be yourself.
It's like trying to tell a lie and then remember the lie so you can keep lying about the lie.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's the
Exactly.
same all around, no matter who it is or where I am, which isn't everyone's cup of tea, and I get that.
I'm
But
similar
Well,
too, and that's why I like you, Clay.
aw, heart
aw,
beating. Thank you.
That's right.
damn it, Clay. I guess you're out of running for hosting the Oscars.
Oh, fuck me. Oh well.
Well, somebody down there might, but I'm not sure you'd want who it might be. So no, no, I know, I understand that, and for the most part, I don't think I've ever, like anybody I've dated, I've been who I am, and probably also detrimental to myself by being who I am. I'm like, hey, this is at this point, I'm just literally too old to give a crap. So you either like me for who I am, or you can just keep on walking down the block. I don't care one way or the other.
Like, just
You
imagine
know?
you're at school, you're picking up your 7-year-old kid from like grade 2, and there's a bunch of moms after school waiting because apparently, dads work during the day and moms don't. Yet, my job, I work shift work, so I often picked up my kids after school, and there's all these kids running around, and I'm just like laughing. I was like, God, man, this is like a pedophile's heaven. And all the parents just look over at me. They're like, "What the fuck did you
That's
just?"
totally inappropriate.
It never happened, but I thought it. I thought of saying it, but I never said it because I
You should
didn't
have
want
showed up in a
kids' life to
yeah.
get fucked up.
You should have showed up in a white van with no windows.
Well, I live across the street from my school, so unfortunately, driving would have been really weird.
Even better.
Hey, kids.
I mean, it only lasts so long until the first kid tells on you, but still,
Well, you just have to make sure that they can't escape. I've watched enough
yeah.
movies. Well,
Never,
enough
yeah.
about pedophiles at my kid's school.
Yeah, we'll move on from that topic. So, anyway, what we're talking about? Oh, about detrimental about being yourself. So, yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, the thing is this. Again, going with the whole "I'm too old for this" theme. I'm too old to really care enough. Well, I do care, but I'm not gonna like completely change who I am and my persona in anything just to get some tail. I don't care enough. I mean,
No.
I care. I'd like it, but if the person that you want to have sex with is something you think I am but isn't really me, it's not really. I want you to want me, not a fake version of me,
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be real. So, they got to like a baby dick.
Yep.
2-3 minutes tops.
And that's if you can get it
Disappointment.
hard, right?
Yeah.
You
I
Oh
don't
have a
want
yeah.
similar roster of
Yeah.
expectations.
I rub it like this for a while. And
I make
and
fun of mine and I slap it. You're no good. You're useless.
You're useless.
do you slap or do you like hit it like that red button? Like that's easy.
I put the head of it in one hand and then I smack the palm of my other hand against the head to flatten the head out. And it's the only way I learn, I think.
I
Not
don't
me.
know.
I flick it real hard.
Oh, ouch.
I don't know. All I can think of, I don't know why this came to mind, is that time that I saw a girl get her vulva put in a penis pump and pumped up to like look like a big monkey's mouth. So that was
Oh, I heard about
crazy.
this.
Oh yeah. Oh
It
yeah.
left a disgusting visual in my brain.
Yeah.
I'm just
It
picturing
did.
a
I tell you
bamboo's
what.
ass, but on her front.
Yeah, it looked like it did look. It's like it was. But you know what's funny though? It's like super sensitive because it brings all the blood to the front. So they're
Yeah.
just like crazy town after that.
So what you're saying is
But
we should do that to our buttholes to get all the sensory awesomeness.
you should have like prolapse it, like actually suck your
Yeah,
rectum
yeah.
out your anus and then pop it back in. I mean, it's probably like a slingshot. I mean, I wonder what that feels like.
Terrible idea.
I remember watching a video with. Do you guys know Ava Devine?
No.
She was a pretty big porn star in the 2002 through 2007.
The aughts.
Yeah, so she was pretty big back then, and then she just started doing everything. So it wasn't just like normal. Jamie, do you want to bring that up for them? Anyway,
Yeah, Jamie, I am bringing that up.
okay, perfect. And then she just went with the, yeah, you want to put it in me, put it in me. Oh, wait, there's 30 guys here. I could do all of you guys in a minute. Oh, you want to put Skittles in my butthole and lick my prolapse? All right. So then she was like putting Skittles into her butt. She was prolapsing her anus. And some guy would sit there and lick it until the Skittles popped out into his mouth. And I'm just like, how do you get there?
Wow.
How do you get to, I fuck for money to put Skittles
Skittle
in my
prolapse.
butthole and let me prolapse my anus into your face for money.
It's a slippery slope, apparently.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
That is a pretty. I got to say that is a pretty big leap.
Did Jamie
Here you
bring
go,
up
Jamie.
any
Jamie's
pictures of
pulled
her?
one up for you here. Yeah, just check it out there. I just sent it over.
So that's her with the prolapse, or that's just Ava Devine?
No, that's just her in general. I do think I vaguely recognize her. I can't say I was watching the porn probably during a lot of her career because I was in a relationship and then married during that time period. So I
Oh
didn't
yeah, I never
really.
watch porn when I'm in a relationship.
No, never, never.
Oh my god, what a waste of time. So
Yeah.
anyway, I popped that cup up there, and you said, "Hey, nice." Do you guys have that where you are? The reusable A&W cups?
What cup? I
No.
didn't see it.
Check it out. So this is a plastic cup from A&W.
Mhm.
Says
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
says on it. There's a QR code and there's measurement lines for different amounts of liquid that can go in there. So A&W, this is about 2 months ago. I go to A&W frequently. Like I know Charles, you didn't get a chance to try it when you were in Canada, but
And I'm sad.
A&W is like I think king of the burgers out here for fast food for quality and flavor. Josh, what do you think? If you were going to fast food burger, what would you be your go-to?
I really used to like A&W as well, but they've gotten so expensive. I just can't even entertain it, and I go to Burger King, and I'm a Whopper man.
Okay, are like Whopper or double Whopper with cheese or Whopper Junior?
Whopper with bacon and cheese.
Okay. I find that I do love Burger King, but I find that the Whopper is too much bread and ketchup and onion for the
Okay.
amount of meat you get. It's the
Huh.
ratio in my mouth is wrong. So I usually get a Whopper Junior as is, add a patty. And I find that's the perfect amount of meat to bun to lettuce to ketchup to mayo to pickle, and it's fucking awesome. If you get extra pickles, I find it throws it off. But I really like
But I
extra.
do love it. I do love a teen burger from A&W.
Yeah. But so yeah.
I love a teen burger too.
What about Triple O's? Do you have those out there?
We have two in Edmonton attached to the gas stations, and
That's a good burger. Come
right,
on.
right? Yeah, Charlie Ray, we took you to Triple
Yeah,
O's, right?
I would agree that was a good burger. I mean, my go-to right now in Kansas City, since they closed my favorite little just independent, they had place called Paul's Drive-In that was about, I don't know, 5 miles from me or so.
I don't know what that is, and already I think it sounds awesome.
It sounds
Oh
good.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, until it got to be too much food, I'd get the triple cheeseburger. Holy
Jesus.
crap! It's like $7, and it was just so much. It had soft buns, the meat was good. It was just delicious. But they
I can't tell if you're
after
talking
about
about a dude or a burger right now. Soft buns. The meat was just good.
Paul's Drive-In,
Paul's Drive-In.
I grabbed those buns. Yeah, but
Come here,
now,
Paul.
yeah. That was definitely hands down my favorite burger place in Kansas City, and I'm sad that it's no. I've unfortunately suffered a lot of losses these last few years when it comes to food dining establishments. There's
Yeah,
a
COVID.
yeah, well, I mean Paul's Drive-In. I don't know. I mean they were doing good business. Now it's a taco shop. Um,
Oh.
Tacos are
and
still really good, right?
Yeah, tacos are still really good, but I'm not driving all the way down there for tacos. I can get tacos somewhere cheaper and closer to home.
Yeah.
Um, we had this place called Don Cholitos. And again, it wasn't like the best Mexican food in the world, but it was a place I grew up with. So you know how those kind of hold that nostalgic,
Yep.
kind of thing. Even if they're still not the best, you still love them. Well, they were basically around since the early '80s, and so when I was going to high school, we'd skip out, for lunch and stuff, and we'd go eat there. So I mean, I've ate there for like years, and they closed and went out of business.
Well,
And then
sometimes you
here,
still
just
hang out at the high schools, right? Looking for prospects.
they don't want old man like me.
Eh,
They got
depends
young
how much money you
bucks.
have.
Well, then they definitely don't want me.
Nah, if you well, fair enough.
If I tell them about my boxes of Joes, though, they might
Oh yeah,
I might not be able to keep their hands off of me.
panty dropper right there.
Yeah. And then my barbecue place, it was the closest barbecue place to my house that was here when we moved over to this part of town. They just closed. And I'm just like, man, come on. And then my Chinese place right across the street closed. I mean, I'm like, come on, man. I mean, I lost a little pub that was near me that also went out because they jacked their rent up too high. They jacked their rent up to this is like a little neighborhood, like bar and grill kind of place. It's called Birdie's Pub.
Yeah.
They jacked their rent up to like $5,000 a month. And they're like, we can't afford to stay in business. And
Yeah.
closed,
No, man,
you know?
it's really shitty to be in an industry like that. I know firsthand. Everything is just way too expensive. Like Josh was saying,
Yeah.
A&W is like priced them out of the market, right? It's just not
Yeah.
worth.
Well, how much is an A&W burger? I mean, I know it's Canadian, so I'll have to adjust it, but
Off the top of my head, I
like
don't
12
know.
bucks.
Let Jamie send me a link right here.
Probably
So
like $9.
It would be $9 for me, US, if it was 12 Canadian.
So
That's
if I was gonna get like my favorite burger currently is the spicy dill pickle mama.
That
Okay.
sounds
Like
good.
a spicy dill pickle aioli, spicy dill pickles on it. Just a mama burger, which is onion,
One patty, two
potato,
patties.
one patty, sesame
Okay.
seed bun, and that's my like go-to now. I think it's fucking awesome. Then I get some of the dip on the side for my onion rings, like
Huh.
spicy dill pickle
They
dip.
have good onion rings. I know that.
Yeah. If I were to get a team burger, $8.59 Canadian.
Insane.
So
So
like $7 US, something like
Yeah.
that.
yeah,
Eh,
mama
that's
burger,
not
$6.50.
that's a little high. That's a little
high.
high. Yeah.
Then you're adding $5 for onion rings. You're adding $3 for a drink.
Yeah,
But
'cause
anyway.
you can't get a combo. It's all separate.
So yeah, basically you're at 15,
But
give or
that cup,
take.
So when I went there, they had all these plastic cups, and I don't mind having these sort of things in my cupboard at home. I like collecting A&W cups.
Yeah.
I have a whole bunch from Canada, from the States, different sizes, different years. So I asked if I could have two of them. Well, buy two of them, and they sold them to me. I don't remember how much they were, like $3 or something. And they
Oh,
said
nice.
these are reusable. I go, I know they're made out of plastic. She goes, no, like you bring them in, and we will take
They'll
it
fill
from
them.
you, and we will give you a brand new one, and you get to knock 30 cents off the price of your drink. So
like a trade-in program.
yeah, so they put all these in their dishwasher there, and once you bring one in, they'll just give you one of their clean ones filled up, and then knock 30 cents off the cost of their paper waxy cups that they do with the lids.
Right.
You get lids on these as well. And then somebody was saying like, well, that's kind of gross. You're just going to take a used cup. I'm like, every time you sit at a fucking restaurant, you drink out of a used cup, you idiot.
Yeah.
You think you get brand new forks and plates every time you go to a
So
restaurant?
stupid.
Hey, brain freeze here, but every time you eat at home and you use your plates, they've been eaten off of a lot of times.
Yeah, it's so fucked up. It's like you're an idiot. But yeah,
And we don't have industrial dishwashers. I mean, those
But
things
you,
clean them so good.
oh, it's like
but you know what
300
would be what
degrees
would be
dark
better?
chemicals. What's that?
You know what would be better? Cardboard cups that just disintegrate after use, or maybe
Even
during use, because that
Okay,
sounds like a
Trudeau.
good idea.
even
Well,
better.
I was trying to get into that go gung ho progressive Canadian spirit that seems
I
to be
don't like it.
prevalent. So,
Maybe
No.
if there's a maple leaf on the side, I guess.
yeah.
But I haven't brought the cup back yet. They're just sitting in my cupboard. Every time I go to
Oh.
A&W, I forget that I have them at home. But I'm not going to drive home to get it because that's going to
No,
cost
no.
me more than 30
Bring them a
cents.
Yeah.
semen sample.
I should just
No.
leave one in my car. That way, when I go to A&W,
No.
I can just swap it out.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
But
I have I have those. I have glass. I have a big one, a middle. I had a Papa, Mama, and Baby, so I have
Yeah.
all three mug sizes. And because I got one actually at A&W, and then I've gotten the other one since then, like a thrift store, or garage sale, or whatever, because they can't get them at A&W anymore. Actually,
Really?
to be honest, we can't even go inside the A&W that's closest to my house. Ever since COVID hit and they had staffing problems, their drive-through only restaurant, they've never reopened.
Oh, wow.
And
They're
they don't
friggin'
sell the
inside.
glass mugs?
No.
Oh,
Well,
you can
they used to
buy
have
them
this
all
really
here.
cool. They used to have this really cool like draft root beer dispenser thing,
Yeah.
and they got rid of that too shortly before they closed because during the COVID years.
Shitty.
And like I said, they're still closed. I mean, it's like A&W. Down here, A&W and Long John Silver is basically merged. So all this. I mean, I used to love A&W as a kid. My dad would take me to an A&W that was near where I lived, and like as a surprise or occasional father-son bonding moment or whatever.
You're so lucky.
Is he
My
like-
dad's surprise was like, I'm going to get milk. Surprise. And never came back.
Like
Aw.
usually, I thought it was gonna be one of those surprise. I'm gonna snuggle into bed with you tonight. Oh, Dad. No. The only bad surprise I remember getting as a kid one time when I was young is one time I was sleeping on the couch and my dad came through the living room to get something from the kitchen in the middle of the night, and I got just a little bit too much of a glimpse of Dad that night. I was like, oh,
Oh,
my eyes
no.
are burning. Oh, no, I miss my dad. I mean, I joke, but yeah, he'd take me to A&W. And they had the little phone things on the booth. You'd pick them up and you'd call your
Yep.
order
Oh.
in, and
Oh,
Remember
oh
those?
yeah,
Well, they didn't
Yeah.
have in Canada. I don't remember those at all. But I lived on a border town in the Okanagan, and in the town next to us in the U.S., they had the ones that had the roller skates and the changer things on their
oh yeah.
Right, they
Change-
give
change-
trays?
yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
and you hook up the tray to the outside of the car, so
Oh,
they actually
yeah,
had, like,
yeah.
a drive in. And then they also had the phones after they stopped using the roller skate people, and the drive in was gone. They had the phones at the tables where you just like
Mhm.
call your
Yeah.
order in from the restaurant.
Yeah.
And yeah, over time that place shut down. That U.S. town just became a ghost town. They had a drive-in, they had an A&W, they had a McDonald's, and then over time they have like a post office and a grocery store
Old people.
and a gas station. Well,
Yeah,
not even
and-
old
and
people,
old
just
people.
no people.
Jerry's.
Yeah. Oh, what's the name of that city? You know?
Oh, you want Jamie to bring it up?
What's the name of the U.S. city? Do you know?
Or
Yeah.
Oroville. Oroville.
Hold on a second. Jamie can't type that fast. What's that?
Oroville.
O-R. Uh-huh.
I think. Maybe there's no
Uh-huh.
second O in it.
Uh-huh.
Oroville.
It's in Washington.
Okay. Let's see. Oroville, Washington is located in the north bulk of the Okanogan Highlands in north central Washington. Population as of 2010 was 1,686 people.
Oh, yeah.
That's tiny.
I
That's
wonder
tiny.
what the population was back in like 87. 'Cause
Oh,
yeah,
it looks beautiful. Beautiful scenery, nice mountains.
Yep. But yeah, drive-in theater.
4 miles south of the Canadian border on Highway 97.
Correct. We would
Uh,
drive
the
that
green-
weekly for
Yeah.
bread, milk, gas, and eggs. Literally half price going down the States, even with the conversion.
Exchange.
And then as I got older, I went down there a lot for chips, pop, cereal, Pop-Tarts. Just shit I
Stuff
could
you
Yeah.
can't get in Canada.
Exactly. And that's where my addiction started when I was like 12,
Well,
11.
I'm sure if they could Well, they're working on it. I'm sure if they could regulate everything that you guys could or could not have access to, they'd think of it. Speaking of which, just to take us completely off topic and derail us like I normally do,
Perfect.
uh, I tried to post just to Facebook when Carl Weathers died. I tried to cut and paste the link to like CNN, and
Yeah.
it wouldn't let me post because it's not allowed in Canada.
Yeah,
And
there's
the
not
only thing I
enough
can,
Canadian
Oh yeah,
content
no
in that
news.
post.
so you can't post anything on Facebook as far as news, or is it
No,
just because I have Canadian friends?
no, I don't know. When I try and post something and it's not Canadian enough in the news, it won't let
Uh-huh.
me post it.
It's
Wow.
those CanCon laws.
How the fuck can a Canada fucking law cause a problem for me in the States? That's bull crap.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, that's bull. I mean, well, plus, I think the whole thing is bull in general about this, like, Canadian news. I mean, like, what, moose found dead on the side of the highway? I mean, how much news you got up there,
Not
you
much.
know?
I don't know, but I think
Exactly.
all the news outlets are actually owned by the government.
Well, of course they are. And even the ones that aren't owned by the government are owned by the government.
Pretty awesome.
It is, isn't it? Oh, I love living in a dystopia when I'm only in my 50s. Looking forward to my cardboard box when I retire. I mean, that's just the one I'm buried in, but I mean the one beforehand.
Oh man, there's
So,
lots of cardboard cities you can live in if you head down south.
oh yeah, yeah,
Nicer
There's lots
weather
here in
absolutely.
anyway.
Canada too.
Oh man, it's too cold in Canada to live in a cardboard box.
They do
No,
it.
Yeah,
I'm amazed
yeah.
at the ones who do it out here. Like we've had no snow for almost this entire winter, and it just started fucking snowing like crazy this morning. I had to shovel 3 times while I was at work. Shoveled when I
Oh
got home.
man,
I just want to fucking hurt people.
No
It's
shit.
you,
so
do,
time consuming.
do you want to know what our temperature was on Friday?
Yeah.
70 degrees Fahrenheit.
So what is that,
What's
like
that in
22?
Celsius?
I have to look it up. Let me see what Jamie says here. What is 70 degrees Fahrenheit? I'd say it's probably like, I don't know,
Let's say
20,
18.
15?
20 25. I don't
Oh
know.
wow, that's really warm.
Oh, well, maybe not that warm. It set a record for us, the warmest it's ever been on that date. 21
21.
Oh
degrees.
wow, that's really warm.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, we were warm. We had no snow absolutely anywhere for the last like 5 days. It all melted. Fucking fantastic. And now today it's just a winter wonderland out there.
I was going to say, did you get some hot tubbing in?
I get hot tubbing like 6 days a week. So
Oh,
snow, no snow, -50, -5, +20. I'm hot tubbing every night.
I don't blame you. If you're paying to heat it daily, year round, I would use it as much as possible as well.
And it's also good for birth control because it kills all my sperm because it's like
Yeah.
104 degrees and I sit in it for like 45 minutes every day.
Oh, your sperm are probably just like this.
I know it's
Just
fantastic.
cooking them.
I can raw
Dude,
dog all I want and not have to worry about a baby.
them sperm just come out and go.
Yeah. Or the baby's gonna come out handy capable. I'm not too sure if I'm keen on
Hey,
that.
man, I mean, here,
Probably would anyway.
Yeah, fair
well,
enough.
yeah.
I've seen my genetic makeup.
They're just, well, they're just swimming around like in a circle because they only got one flipper. Yeah. But anyway, now I completely got us off topic. So, we were talking about cities. We're talking about what we're talking about. I know we had a topic for tonight, so but
We're
we'll have to
We're
talking
get to
talking
that.
about hamburgers,
Yeah, hamburgers.
cheeseburgers.
Hamburgers, yes. Okay, so now my go-to, since Paul's Drive-In no longer around, that was hands down one of the. I mean, dude, I wish you could have had a Paul's hamburger. It was
Me too.
delicious. Now that we got Whataburger here in Kansas City, that's kind of my go-to,
yeah.
and when I'm available, I'll choose In-N-Out Burger over anything else. So
Yeah,
that's
I
only when I'm
agree.
in California or Texas. So,
Yeah. In-N-Out is definitely my go-to if there's an In-N-Out around.
and it's surprisingly affordable.
Yep.
Really. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's not as expensive as some of these other places,
Well, they're
you know.
charging because they make it up in volume.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, dude, I was watching the level of people going through that drive-through next to my hotel. It was just insane,
Yeah. No,
you
man, it's
know.
a good
I mean,
burger.
yeah,
I
it's a
can't
good
wait to
burger.
try it.
Are you a Five Guys fan? I'm a big Five Guys fan.
I do like
It's
Five
okay.
Guys, but it's that's on the expensive side.
It
So
is. Yeah, I agree.
It's
yeah.
a little sloppy for me.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna spend as much money as I spend for Five Guys, I'm going to that Joe's Barbecue and getting me a Z-Man pulled, a brisket sandwich and the biggest large bag of fries, just like Five Guys there. I'll take the barbecue over the burger.
And then when we went to Triple O's, that's also an expensive burger. It's good,
Yes,
but it's
yeah,
super pricey.
but it was definitely on the pricey side, but it was a good burger.
Which is weird to
So
think that we went to the standalone Triple O's across from the Seven Oaks Mall. Used to be a KFC,
Yeah.
yeah.
and the other ones I've never been to a standalone. It's usually attached to a gas station.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, usually it
Yeah,
is.
it's in a Chevron. But yeah, I found that weird when I googled. I was like, wait, Triple O's? Shouldn't that be an A&W or shouldn't that be a KFC? I guess a lot changes when you don't live there for 15 years.
The
The next time
KFC,
you come, it'll be something else.
Well, I hope not.
KFCs down here have kind of fallen on hard times. We also lost the KFC that was by my house. I mean, there's still one that's about, I don't know, 4 miles away, but I used to have one like a mile and a half away. I mean, literally almost like anything. Like, okay, so where I live at, I live right near. I live right near a street called 75th. I mean, it's just 75th Street. I live off of 74th. So 75th Street goes east to west, and all these businesses, pretty much that I've talked about losing, have all been along 75th Street. Lost the barbecue place. We lost KFC. We lost the Birdie's Pub. I lost my little Chinese takeout place it's been there since I was a kid also. Now we got this new place coming in called Con Huevos with eggs and in Spanish,
Yeah.
like a kind of a I don't know. I wouldn't say upper end, but kind of a middle end price. Higher price, not cheap. Breakfast kind of place. The thing going back to burgers, I pretty much don't get very many burgers. If I want a burger, I don't get them very often. I make my own usually.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because I can get a package of grass-fed burger at Costco for a reasonable price, and they're damn tasty burgers and way cheaper than going out. So I'll just make my own, you know, uh, and I can make my own. I can make a Swiss burger, Swiss and bacon at home or whatever, and that works. If sometimes if I go for a fast food, I also like the hickory burger at Sonic, which is good. I like barbecue. I'm from Kansas City, so I like barbecue, and and they have a really good special. Sometimes me and a friend will meet up for lunch. We'll go to Dairy Queen for $7. You can get a burger, or chicken tenders, fries, a small sundae, and a drink for $7. That's not bad.
It's a really good deal.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah,
Five course meal.
Yeah, it used to be $5. Went up to $7 2 years ago, but it was $5. So. I mean, yeah, it's not the biggest burger, but it's a tasty little burger. And if you get the
Yeah.
chicken tenders, you get like, I think 3 chicken tenders and fries. It's filling enough. Plus, you get the dessert, So,
Yeah.
and what's cool is, at least the ones around here, is that they have one of those Coke machines to where you can just like choose all the different flavors, and you can choose like I have like a Coke vanilla, Coke cherry,
Oh, yeah.
Coke, yeah. So it's like you have all these different flavors. You can do all this different combo stuff. It's like I don't know what is it like
I love those.
drink center or something.
They have
Yeah.
Coke Freestyle. So the
I don't-
Coke Freestyle has that, but Dairy Queens here in Canada are Pepsi products.
And their Orange Julius too, combined.
So we have Pepsi products. So we have that same machine, but we only have the option of cherry or lemon and vanilla as the 3 flavors you can put into it. But it doesn't work. They got rid of all the flavors to mix in with your Dr. Pepper or your root beer or your Sprite. But
Well, that's depressing.
Coke Freestyle, Wendy's has those here now. Yeah, man, they're fucking awesome. Raspberry.
Subway has them here, so all the Subways.
Yeah, but that's the same
Coke
one.
one.
Yeah, really? Because we have
Yeah.
Pepsi Subway here.
No, it's Coke in BC.
What the fuck, man? Ours are Pepsi, and it's that shitty Dairy Queen one that only gives you cherry, vanilla, or lemon. And it's
Well, I always get cherry vanilla Coke, so that's pretty much what I like. But
Oh, there you go.
yeah, Coke Freestyle. If you can grab Coke Freestyle at Wendy's, Dave's, who I don't know, Dave Thomas, the creator of Wendy's.
okay.
He's
Yeah.
got his own little 3 different flavors on the machine called Dave's handcrafted sodas. And he has an orange creamsicle one that I fucking crave.
Huh.
Nice.
Wendy's has massive sizes. Like Wendy's large is fucking huge,
Oh, it's insane.
massive. So even getting a small, you're getting a lot of fucking drink for very cheap. But yeah, that Dave's orange cream soda, I fantasize about that shit. It's like a liquid creamsicle.
Wow. That's almost as good as a go-go gadget penis.
Almost.
Almost.
Almost. I'd much rather have one of those. If I could have got issued one of those at birth instead of the one I got, I'd be much happier.
Or
So,
Arabian goggles or dinner plates or ass hatchet. There's
yeah,
a lot
an
of
ass
stuff.
hatchet. Yeah. I just want, yeah. Yeah, okay, so I had something weird happen. Not really weird, but something that came up to me while we were taking a second there. Uh, I have a I got a general question for you. As a man,
Oh, I'm out. This one's for Josh.
yeah, as a man who's got more than a 3-inch penis.
Oh shit, I'm
Uh,
way out.
well, I know Josh is in. Josh is over there with elephant arm.
Guns are going.
Penis. He wins.
Mine's got a fucking elbow in it. My penis is so big.
Mine's got a thumbnail on the end of it. How weird is
I tell
that?
you, I tell you what. When you see one that's really big enough, it should have an elbow in it. You're kind of like, well, I'm done. Anyway,
Go on, go on.
Question.
anyway, this question is this: as a man, do you prefer a sort of structured life or a completely free-flowing life? And now let me clarify that a little bit further. For example, I would like to have my life fairly scheduled, like every whatever day. I take the trash out, I clean the bathroom, I do this, I do whatever. It's all done on that day. So it's always just like that's what I do on that day. It's done. I don't have to worry about it any other time. I do it at that point. Or every Sunday morning, I always go to the gym and I weight lift. And so that's like my routine. So as a guy, do you like the idea of having a fairly organized routine versus not?
As it pertains to a relationship or just in general?
Just in general. Just in general.
I'm like you, Charles. I'm very organized. I'm even seeing a gal right now, and I see her every Wednesday, and that's it, without fail.
Well, ironically, that is hump day, so that makes sense.
Got to get over it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I think that most guys would tend to go with an organized type of schedule, but let's see what Clay has to say here.
I don't have
Okay.
a Monday to Friday 9 to 5 scheduled job. My job varies from I work 4 days a week to 7 days a week. I work 9 till 7. I could work 9 till 4. I could work 10 till 6. I could work 4 till midnight. I could work 5 till midnight. I could work 6 till 11. So my work schedule is all over the map, but I know what it is a week before. So I budget and plan around that for my kids and doctor's appointments and bank appointments and laundry and mowing the lawn and changing hot tub chemicals and shit like that. So I'm very organized. Like I know what I'm doing every single day, pretty much from 8 o'clock in the morning till midnight, every
You
single
just
fucking
make it
day.
work based on whatever your schedule is. You
Yeah.
you know what you have to do, and you fit it all in.
Whatever my work schedule is, then I put everything else around that work schedule.
Hmm.
Everything.
You almost have to plan. You're like budgeting for the weeks ahead.
But I've mentioned this before, and I don't know if you guys remember it, but I want to live a life where I don't have to set an alarm. I'm
Yes.
That's
I'm
right.
really
Yes.
tired of waking up at 8:07 every day to get kids off to school, and then I shower, and then I head to work, and then after work I gotta cook dinner and then take care of a kid who's not at work, and then I gotta go pick up another kid who's off work at 8, and then I gotta make sure her dinner's hot and fresh, the same dinner that I cooked 2 hours earlier for my other kid. And then I got to make sure they do their homework. I got to make sure they shower. And then I make sure that I do these sort of things. Like I'll edit or I'll record, or I've got my online friends that I play Call of Duty with. I'm going to do a couple hours of that. I might package up some stuff for eBay. And then finally it's my time at like midnight to sit down and fucking watch TV.
To actually take a breath and relax.
Or if I'm closing that night and I don't have the kids here in the morning because they're with their mom, I won't set an alarm. I'll just sleep. And I'll get up at like 10, 10:30, 11. I'll shower. Sometimes I go in the hot tub first thing in the morning. I just open the back door. It's fucking freezing outside. And I just sit in the hot tub for like 20 minutes.
You're making
And
me sad because you're making me miss my fucking night shifts that I used to have. I had that same schedule where just get up whenever I wanted, fuck around for a couple hours, and then head into work
yeah,
and commence watching Netflix movies.
yeah.
Now I wake up at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning and off to work. Up
But
and
yeah,
out.
sometimes if my kids are here and I don't work during the day, I still have to get up at 8 and get them ready for school and do all that shit. And then I'll just like have a shower and go lie back down to bed. Sometimes I doze off for like an hour or
Have
two.
some you time with the lube.
No, I do that before I shower. That way I can clean that shit off when I'm
That's
done.
a good idea.
But the other day,
Uh,
it was
You
awesome.
gotta schedule it.
I didn't work the night before. I didn't have my kids with me. Nobody came over to visit me that night. My Call of Duty friends weren't online. I literally just sat there watching King of the Hill for like 4 hours. And then when I woke up the next day, I watched three fucking movies. Then I picked my kids up from school.
Yes.
And the three movies I watched, I don't know if you've seen them, but Death on the Nile, A Haunting in Venice.
Oh, I love those.
And
The,
I'd
the,
never seen them before. And I was like, I'm going to watch this one. And I was like, I really like Kenneth Branagh. Did he do another one? Because this detective seems like the kind of guy that would have a series of movies. And then I luckily watched the first one first. I didn't even know. I just watched it.
Hercule Poirot.
I'm glad I
did
did
you
watch
watch?
it.
Yeah, did you watch the Poirot stuff? That because I've watched
Yeah,
those, and
yeah.
I watched the Death on the Nile remake.
Yeah. I
Oh,
read the books too.
these are the pro
Yeah.
ones with Kenneth Branagh. So the newer ones
Oh,
from
okay.
2017 till now.
Okay, yeah, I've
Which
watched
one's your
both of
favorite?
those.
I liked the Orient Express. The one on the
Me
train
too.
was my
That's my favorite with Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
yeah, and the
Yeah.
one I liked the least was definitely The Haunting in Venice.
Me too.
I figured
Same.
it they didn't go anywhere. Yeah, like I like the scenery of the Nile and the pyramids and
Me too.
the boat and the river, and then I like the Orient Express with the mountains and the train stations and the avalanche. Like I like the scenery much better.
And
Uh,
the pacing of the movie, I thought the movies were better.
but it made me sad that I guessed it like 15 minutes in, and it kind of pissed me off.
You
yeah.
knew the answer.
Yeah, like the first one, I was like, oh, he got stabbed 12 times. There's 12 of those guys there. There's 14, including the friend and the detective. So I was like,
Yeah.
well, they're probably not involved because he's the fucking detective, unless he's a piece of shit detective. And then you find out that they all seem to know each other. You're like, all right, what are the odds that
Something's
they
going
don't?
on.
Yeah, so I was like,
Yeah.
they all did it. They all stabbed him once. And at the end, I'm like, all right, cool. I lose or I win. I can't decide. And then the Nile one was the same thing. I was like, you watch it, and the guy and girl are in love, and the next scene you see that he's married to the girl's friend. I'm like,
I know. You're like, watch. Yeah, I wonder.
yeah. I was like, oh well, they're in on it to steal all her money because she's rich, and that was it. And it's like, all right, that's how that worked out. It made me kind of sad that I guessed it like fucking 5 minutes in.
You know, I got an idea for a movie, and tell me if you've ever seen anything like this. There's a murder in whatever circumstance, right? There's a bunch of people, there's a murder, and one of the people's a detective, like the usual kind of setup, right?
Yeah.
But the twist is the detective actually has multiple personalities, and he doesn't know it. And he's like trying to figure all this shit out, and at the end he realizes I'm the murderer.
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
Is he gonna turn on himself?
Yeah, I mean,
He's got to kill himself at the
and
end.
then he fights himself in the end. He's like kicking his own ass. He's like, "No, fuck you, Bob. No, screw you, Jim."
There's one that's pretty recent. I think it's called Something Brooklyn, and it's got Edward Norton in it. And he's
Okay.
supposed to be like a schizophrenic detective, or maybe he's autistic or something. So it's sort of in that vein, but not exactly. I haven't seen it yet either, but I heard about it.
You know, I had a friend of mine that thought this was a pretty good movie idea, and I don't know if he's ever done anything with it, but maybe I shouldn't say it on the podcast because someone's going to take it. But I don't know. What do you think, Clay?
Well, I mean, there are 6 or 7 people who listen to it, so I'm pretty sure
I know.
There is a chance.
You could just see my mom writing down, taking notes, being like, I'm gonna go talk to Hollywood right now. We're gonna get this made.
So it's like, so if a family has their child gets murdered,
Yeah.
and they want to take revenge on the killer. This is like in the future time period, but he ends up getting killed by the police when they try to arrest him or whatever, and they're mad because they wanted to punish him. So they were able to get some of his DNA and they clone him and they bring him back basically to the same point of all the same memories of when he right before he died, but they have a full-grown version of him, and they just keep torturing him and then killing him and cloning him and bringing him back, and he just keeps remembering, oh, I just got tortured and murdered, and here I am again. I'm going to get tortured and murdered. They just keep doing this. over and over again.
How would they reawaken his memories, though? That's the only hole I see in
Well,
the
you
plot.
clone him right
I
before
don't
you
know.
kill
I
him.
mean, that's the. I mean, it's futuristic, and this is supposedly possible at that point. You know what I'm saying?
No, it makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah, with technology.
Yeah.
But I mean, at some point though, after you've like tortured and murdered somebody several times over, how are you? How you can't say you're any better than him if I'm saying you're a complete sick fuck too. You know?
Well, I mean, you're even more sick because you're
Yeah.
actually plotting and planning to do it. Where this guy, right? Like this was your whole goal. Maybe the guy's whole goal was to kill the child. I don't know.
Too many
Maybe.
variables.
I don't know. I don't know. Crazy stuff. So anyway, where were we at on topics? We go back. So we were talking about burgers. We've way gone off the topic into
Oh,
murder and
so
stuff.
the topic of the day was supposed to be sex toys and dildos, and
We
all
can
we've
still
been.
talk about that.
Yeah, we can.
You want to talk about it?
Why not?
Okay.
Josh, what do you think?
I brought something to add.
Ooh, I have a piece of paper here, and it has two stories on it from the news that
Ooh, stories.
I chuckled when I read these. And would you guys like me to read them?
I would.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one is titled Lotions and Lace. I know it's erotic. So, in addition to being used as an adult toy, dildos can also function as a weapon, like in the following story, which occurred at a Lotions and Lace store in San Bernardino, California in December 2016. 50 minutes before closing, a robber wearing a gray hoodie entered the store and held its employees at gunpoint. However, the robber met interference when he tried to obtain money from the cash register. Rather than comply with the criminal's wishes, the two female clerks fought him off by throwing dildos at him. When questioned about why she fought the man off, one of the store clerks told the local news that she just wasn't scared and didn't have time for the robber's shenanigans. The store employees proceeded to throw dildos and other sex toys at the man until he left the store. This masked man was not to be confused with Newfoundland's dildo bandit, who made news in 2017 for robbing dildos from a St. John's sex store, which is a story for another day.
Wow.
So yeah,
that is pretty awesome. Although I really would prefer to see a woman like Bruce Lee, like swinging dildos around, like
Yeah, like nunchucks.
like
Like
dildo
these.
nunchucks,
yeah, but dildos.
just slapping them with big jelly, fucking whap whap whap.
I want you to think about that. Somebody shows up with a gun at your store. Are you really going to be brave enough to just throw fucking dildos at them?
You just have to smack the gun out of his hand with the biggest dildo you can grab.
You mean like the one I sent you? Was it the
Exactly.
American, the Great
I
American
saw a
Challenge?
robber. Yeah,
Like the one
yeah,
you mailed to me?
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. Well,
That
that
thing is
cost 80
huge.
bucks in shipping. It weighed like 30 pounds, man. That thing was massive.
Yeah, it was.
Wow. Yeah, I did see a video once where a guy was robbing a store and she flashed him and he basically just like got distracted and just like whatever. It was pretty
Jesus.
funny.
Dropped her
I'm
knees.
thinking I couldn't flash anybody and have them distracted. They would just be like, what?
What is that thing? They would be distracted because they'd be trying to figure
He
it out.
looks like a man. Why does he not have a penis?
It's just a flat spot.
They'd be laughing uncontrollably. So,
Yeah, I guess I could
Oh,
distract them.
oh, I was gonna rob you, but life's already been
Yeah.
cruel to you, so I'm gonna leave.
Oh my God, he's flat like a
Uh,
Ken doll, just smooth. My
Like a
gunt is
flat-
just smooth.
like a flapjack. So, okay.
The second story is not the story for another day. I never looked up the Newfoundland dildo thief,
Oh, okay, good, because I was going to research
You
that.
should have.
which is strange because Newfoundland actually has a town called Dildo. How ironic is that?
Maybe that's where he hails from.
Maybe.
I don't
So-
know, but there definitely should be a sex toy plant
Fac-
in
Like a
dildo.
factory? Hell yeah.
Yeah. Where'd you get your dildo? Made in dildo. It's kind of like champagne. Can only come from the Champagne region of France.
Right?
It's a licensed dildo from dildo.
Except Trudeau wouldn't let us use plastic anymore. It'd have to be cardboard or paper dildo. And I don't know how those are
Yeah.
going to feel.
Yeah, and it'd probably have to be imported and probably made by migrants too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Can't be made by a Canadian.
no. We don't want to support the economy here.
No.
So this one is titled Flying Dildo Hits Bachelor Party Guest and Draws Blood.
Must
So-
have been one of those big ones like that picture.
The best
Sharp
man at a
somehow.
wedding was left battered and bloodied after he was hit in the head by a fast-moving dildo. The flying phallus left Darwin architect Yuri Skimak nursing a split forehead. Mr. Skumak said he was injured by the bullet-shaped pink sex toy measuring about 12 centimeters in length, which
That's
is
short.
like a third of a foot.
Wow.
So
Smaller than I would have pictured it.
yeah, but you're gonna like where it came from. So it was measuring about 12 centimeters in length at a stag party to farewell friends Robin Rowley's bachelorhood. Mr. Skumak was still sporting a scar on his forehead at the wedding nearly 3 weeks after being dinged by the artificial dong.
Oh,
The,
wow.
the darting dildo drama, how's that for alliteration, unfolded on December in a rented 2-bedroom unit in Brisbane, Australia. Mr. Skumak said about 8 other friends joined Mr. Rowley for the party. He said a scantily clad exotic dancer appeared after a while and was soon performing her party trick, shooting dildos at the guests.
My God.
The woman stood out from the other performers due to her ability to shoot a bullet-shaped pink dildo out of her vagina. The woman fired a dildo that reportedly traveled 7 meters, which is 23 feet, and went on high as
Holy
2
shit.
meters, 6'6" into the air. Mr. Skumak said that those who had seen the infamous ping pong ball scene in the Australian film The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, would know how the party trick worked. He said that the pink projectile was flying an impressive 7 meters across the room and looping up about 2 meters high. It wasn't a strong shot when it hit me in the head. It probably just landed on an awkward sort of angle. She was shooting it through the room from one corner to the other. Other people got it in their chest and on their knees. I was the only one bleeding. It was my turn and it landed straight on my forehead. She started apologizing right away, but I just said it was fine. Then I touched my forehead and there was blood. Mr. Skumak had difficulties describing the tearaway toy in detail. I don't have a massive experience with dildos, he said, but it looked like a pink bullet. The scars left by the offending object have since healed, but Mr. Skumak said that the story was still very much alive. People keep asking how close to my face that dildo was that caused the injury, and I was across the room.
Wow.
There you have it.
Impressive.
I just want to think about him in a bar when he still had like a bandage on his head. They're like, oh, what happened? You get in a fight? Nope. Flying dildo.
He's going to be like 60 years old at a bar telling this story.
Oh God, yes. That would be like my go-to fucking story forever.
35
You
years
know.
ago, I was in all the papers, boy.
You see this scar right here?
You want to talk about being in the shit? You don't know about being in the shit. You wasn't in the infamous dildo wars of '87.
23-foot shot. Can you imagine the power that girl has?
All I'm thinking about is
How much you want to put your dick in there and feel that clamp around it?
yes, and
Fuck
B,
yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ, she'd probably fucking milk me dry in like 3 seconds. She'd be like, "Ah!" And when they
Which is
snort, she'd
normal
break it
anyway, so
off.
like maybe 1
Well,
second.
yeah, maybe a second faster.
She'd be like those sucking machines that the cows are hooked up to get all the milk.
Oh my
Yep,
God.
breast pumpers.
How many times do you
Yeah.
think farmers put their wangs in those things?
Have you seen those new like I don't know where I saw this at. I'm gonna have to find the story and send it to you, but it was these machines they've developed for sperm banks to help men
Extract.
extract their whatever, and it's like basically it looks like a I don't know. It's not very. It's like a pretty kind of small but like thin thing. It's just like burger, 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 burger. I'm like, yeah, I
like
wouldn't
suction cups to the window
Yeah,
or something.
I wouldn't. I'm like that would take me about 10 seconds. I'm like gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
now I want to give sperm. I think I found my
Oh,
calling. Like, I don't need to set an alarm for that job, do I?
Now I just want to get one of those. If I have that and an island, I'm happy.
All I need is a milking machine for my wang, some
And
rum,
food.
and some internet, and maybe a good burger.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's my dildo story. Well, I
That's
mean,
your
those aren't
contribution.
my dildo stories, but those are two things. Don't ask what I was searching for that shit to come up.
Funny dildo
Thankfully-
stories, I imagine.
It was funny sex toy stories, news. And yeah, these ones are old, like 2016, 2017.
Is that a category on the news websites? Because I've never seen that one before.
No, you have to do a lot of digging to get individual
yeah.
news stories.
Digging. Yeah, you gotta
Right.
dig for that. Okay, I tell you the only thing I can tell you is this. Do you know why? Like when they talk about like vibrators and stuff, they always call them like the rabbit or the dolphin or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They always have like the little tickler, and it's always like a little
Yeah.
rabbit or like a like weird shapes and stuff. Have you ever wondered why that was?
Why they make them or why they call them that?
Or why they all are called stuff like that, and they have like those little animals and stuff like that. Do you know why?
I was thinking it's probably code so people like kids and stuff don't ever, if you know the mom is talking about like getting out the rabbit, the kid's not going to realize that it's a fucking vibrator.
Well, sort of. It's actually tied to, since most things are now they started manufacturing all these things like in China, is that they can't make like I guess at the time where they couldn't make like sexual things,
Well, they weren't
so
allowed.
they had to. That's why they're called toys, is because they had to classify them a certain way, and so that's why there's like these animals and stuff.
Oh,
It's like
weird.
it's a toy, yeah. It's like yeah, it's a toy for a clit. Uh, so so anyway, yeah, it's kind of interesting to see why those have those designs and stuff, or at least why they originally were started. So
Huh.
How about
yeah.
originally started? How far back do you think dildos go?
30,000 years.
Yep. I was gonna say I was just reading a story about the prehistoric, they have like this like stone or wood or whatever. Uh
Wouldn't you be scared of the wood one?
I I
Sliver or
would, because
stink it comes out?
I'm kind of thinking, well, I guess they could have used animal fat. That's kind of gross, but I mean, what would they have used for lube? Because I mean, they wouldn't just shove it right up there, Ooga,
It's
or
spit.
whatever her name
Spit.
was,
Water.
you
Spit's
know.
great lube.
Oh, oh, Grog, no get it up today. You stone dildo.
So the stone dildo to me makes more sense than a wood one. The wood one, I'd picture it being
Slivery.
dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm sure the stone one is a lot heavier.
Well, on the other news, if you get mad, you can bonk somebody over the head with it.
I was just gonna
So
say that. How many times do you think a guy walked in on his prehistoric woman pleasuring herself with a stone dildo and she just fucking
All the
clocks him?
time.
I'm just thinking of the designer out there going, oh, can use for dildo, can roll bread, can beat the shit out of intruder. It is multitask dildo.
Yeah, the guy selling it at like a table
The Shab
stand.
Wow guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they said, wow, it rolls bread. It does all these things, and you can pound nail, although nail no exist. Yet,
Do you guys ever use them when you're with a lady friend, or in Charles' case, with a male friend?
uh,
Not me, no.
I have used one with a woman before.
Uh,
Is it? It's extra fun.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah.
You ever try and fit that and your genitalia in her holes at the same time?
Well, isn't that sort of the point?
Well, I mean, if it's a vibrating one, yeah, that way you get pleasure out of it. But just a dildo really isn't as pleasurable. But the
No, no.
vibrating one vibrates against you.
Usually they're vibrator. They would be a vibrator, not a dildo.
Are you
I
in
I feel kind of like a dildo's.
both units in the same hole or one in each hole?
Well, I put one up my own ass and one up hers, and it's like a double battery pleasure time.
I was thinking just I bend my wiener to my butthole and then put a vibrator in there as well. So it's both of my butthole while she just sits there like watching Grey's Anatomy, right?
I just tuck my own balls in my butthole.
You guys don't do that? Is that
No,
just me?
Just you, buddy.
Oh,
just you, bud.
oh well, I
Yeah.
tried trying to get a caramel apple the easy way or the hard way, I guess.
Yeah, and I've done some fun things like where we were just like both just kind of like this was like some foreplay stuff where like she's touching herself, I'm touching myself, but we're like
Yeah,
watching each other kind of thing.
that's
So,
hot, right?
but yeah, yeah, it was at the time it happened because that's years ago. But yeah, it was fun. You know,
Hmm.
I much prefer being an active touching participant, not just watching.
Can we get
Although,
Jamie to bring
you
that
know.
video up, or is that
I wish I had a video. She
that's
was
out of
hot.
Jamie's
She
realm of
was hot.
possibility?
One of the hottest and kinkiest girls I ever had sex with. Boy, I tell you what, that's a memory I never forget.
What made it so kinky? That is a relative, or
Oh no, she was just super horny. She was the girl that I met. She actually ended up basically causing the complete dissolution of my marriage, which was already we were already separated,
yeah,
but still trying to work stuff out. And I started
stupid,
seeing this girl. Huh?
stupid.
Yeah, yeah, I was stupid. Didn't work. Uh
It never
But yeah,
does.
I only kind of saw her for like a couple of months. She's the one who introduced me to the whole swinging scenes because of her and because of her ex-boyfriend before I got with her, and then she got me into the swinging scene a little bit, and then yeah. Anyway, she was a total freak. I mean, it was fucking. I mean, she was just hot. I mean, like one time I came over straight from work, she met me at the door. I just like slammed the like door shut behind me, just threw her up against the wall, and just fucking went down on her right there. I mean, she just loved how I dominated her, and it was so much fun because it made it more fun for me to do that because
Yeah.
she was so into it, you know.
Hmm. Would you
So
rather her be into it or not be into it? And it's like a fake rape
Hard
scenario.
to get.
She's like, no, stop, stop. You're like, I can't tell if you're kidding or not, but you're gonna take my dick.
I don't know. I mean, she was the one who first ate my ass, so I give her
Oh.
props for that, you know.
Like,
So
did was it a spur of the moment thing like we
she's
talked
got a
about
lot of the
earlier?
memories. She's the one
Planning
that
it
made
out.
this. Huh? What's that?
Did you
Oh, it
plan
was
it
a
out?
surprise.
Oh
No. It
my.
was a total surprise. No, it was no. She's the one that's got some of the classic lines from my sex life ever. Like that's the cleanest asshole I've ever eaten. I'm
Oh.
like, how many assholes have you eaten?
That implies multiple.
And my I didn't say that part out loud. I just said, thank you. My mama taught me how to wash my own butthole. I don't know. I mean, actually, it
There
was
you
my
go.
ex-wife. She taught me how to make sure I was fresh and clean. So I was fresh and clean.
Yeah, my mom
And
always
she
said
was
to wear clean underwear, but your mom went like the extra mile. She's like, Charlie Ray, you got to douche.
wash your
Like
You
asshole.
got to do shit.
one day there's gonna be a girl that's
Uh,
gonna think your ass is the cleanest she's ever eaten. I want that to be my baby boy.
yeah. And she's also the one who used the term that I had a Swiss Army dick, the one that would go in any orifice. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. Not sure if that's a compliment or not, but I'll take it
You should
and I'll
track
do
her
it.
down.
I wish she's got some guy she's with, and I'm totally not in her league because I totally don't have any money. So,
Oh, yeah. I,
yeah,
you don't want to be part of that.
no. Dude, I mean, me and her had the hottest connection. The sex was fucking amazing. Uh, and she was really smart. She was like the valedictorian of her high school. She went to an Ivy League school, and the mental stimulation I got with being with her was just off the charts. It made the sex so much hotter.
Well,
So,
you can probably be super happy to think about every time she eats an ass, she's disappointed it's not yours. Right?
well, maybe she tells everybody that. That's the cleanest ass I ever ate.
You have a KFC wet nap around here?
KFC wet nap, please.
That's right. Oh man, she'd send me like videos of her like touching herself with a vibrator stuff. So that kind of ties it in too. Like I said, she was just a she'd gotten out of a marriage a couple years before I met her. She'd been dating this guy, and they'd broken up for a while, and I kind of caught her on the rebound, so I got my ass on in there for a while, and then that didn't work out. She was one of those girls that shit tests you all the time, like oh, well. What would you do this or that? Or she'd put you in circumstances and then try to see how you'd react to it. And I just didn't react very well because
Testing you.
I'm not that guy. Having to, I'm like, say what you mean what you say. Don't fucking ask me, do you want to do this or do that just to see what I'm going to do? I couldn't deal with that. Anyway, it didn't work out, but goddamn, fun memories. She's always going to stay up there on the top of the level for some of the hottest girl and some of the best sex of my life. So,
Good
So,
memories, eh?
yeah, good memories. Something to
so
remember when I'm 70 years old and on a beach.
you'll be sitting down at a beach in Australia talking about that girl, and the guy next to you is like, "Oh my God, once I got hit in the face with a flying dildo." You're like, "Oh my
Yeah.
God, I know you."
Oh my God, I
Who
know you.
knew?
Yeah. Here's what the sad thing about that is that I have all these memories and how special they are to me, and to her, she probably doesn't even remember me. I mean,
Except for the clean
she's
ass.
well, maybe, but I mean,
Maybe.
this was like God, 8 years ago, 9 years ago. She probably doesn't even remember me. You know what I'm saying?
You don't know that.
Because, well, she got around. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and I'm sure that to her, couple of months of her life is nothing to me because as a guy who's not exactly blessed in that department and blessed in a lot of other departments, those really special circumstances, I'll remember them. But she won't because you know what? She
It
met
was
some other guy and got
it was just a
railed,
Tuesday.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's the messed up thing is like, like when I saw some video on this girl who had sex with like 300 guys in a year, I'm like, how the fuck do you even I mean, do you even
Ooh.
remember like a couple hundred out of the 300? I mean, seriously. I mean, it's just a blur in the night, right? I mean, when you've had 300 different dicks in a
Well,
year, I
if you
mean,
think
come
about it,
on.
you remember the different girls you were with, but you don't remember the individual instances of having sex with them. Some stick out more than others, right?
Some I
Because
remember certain like glimpses or visions of certain
yeah,
things, like I remember like yeah, I remember different things. But a lot of times I'm like I don't remember their fucking names, like
yeah.
I don't remember, you know.
I remember kicking
I
a
rem-
girl in the head once. Not even kidding. We were doing stuff, and then I went to go move positions, and
when
she
you
lifted
kicked
her
her in
head
the
up.
head.
She lifted her head up as I was lifting my leg up over her head, and I just smoked her in the side of the head. And we start laughing and laughing, and but yeah, to this day, because I still chat with her, it's a text once in a while. It's like, hey, remember
Hey,
the time you
remember that
kicked me in
time
the
I
head when
kicked
we
you
were
in the head?
fucking? Like, yes, I do. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not even vaguely. It's fucking implanted in my head. So I mean,
I remember the girl that was small enough that she was on top and I literally was able to just hold her and pick her up and then just keeping myself inside her, with my baby dick and turn
yeah, yeah.
over and then keep fucking her on and just flip her over while I'm still inside of her. I was like, well, I couldn't do that with some of my exes. So that's fun.
See, it's always a good memory.
Yeah.
So, like you guys probably did when Clay mentioned what we might be talking about on this episode, I kind of went down a little rabbit hole into the dildo world. Like you guys, I found out they're 30,000 years old. They're made out of a variety of materials, bone and stone and leather and wood and all sorts of gnarly stuff.
Rose bushes.
thorn,
I, I,
blackberry bushes.
I'm just thinking leather? Really?
Yeah, leather, man.
Okay.
So I decided to go into the four major dangers to
Ooh.
the people that are pleasuring themselves with these items.
Other than people getting shot in the face from 23 feet away.
Other than that, so I'm going to start here with the first one, getting stuck. Some sex toys can get stuck inside the vagina. There are some cases where doctors have pulled vibrators or dildos from the rectum. The rectal muscles are known for pulling some items further in, when, in whatever they are inserted in. This problem can be solved by using toys that have flared bases. Sex toys that have strings at the base can also be retrieved easily from the vagina or rectum. That's danger number one. Danger number
Always good
two,
news, kids.
danger number two
Keep a
is
flared base.
getting dirty. It is estimated that 18% of women don't clean their vibrators.
What the fuck?
Ladies, this might cause problems, especially when several people share a gadget. This happens. People can ensure their safety by making sure that their sex toys are cleaned with warm, soapy water after each use. Okay, there's
Well,
another one here. There, it just says they are not good for play. I'm not sure what that means, but unsafe materials are used in making these toys. These
So,
include jelly, PV cans, vinyl. Most of them contain phthalates. I think I'm saying that correctly. Phthalates are included in plastics to make them harder and more flexible. Phthalates are included in plastic to make them harder and flexible. They have adverse effects on human health. They are known for affecting the reproductive system. This is the main reason why they are banned in some nations. It is therefore essential to use safe materials instead of taking chances.
how great would it be to be your job in the government to be in charge of the materials that dildos can be made out of? That's your whole office. That's all you do.
I'll bet you that exists. There's got to be a.
Well, it has to be
hey,
if they know it's unsafe, right?
hey, Bob, you want to take this home for the weekend and let us know if it's safe for use?
It's just like a box of different dildos. He's like, do I use them all or do I just read up on the material? Whatever you want, Bob. You're in charge. It's your office.
You're the head man in charge. I can speak definitely about the about that some of that topic though when you talk about making sure they're clean and useful because of my owning a Sibian, which of course has dildo-like attachments for women to ride. And so, yeah, you have to wash them and sterilize them
Can
or
you dishwash
or
them? Like in the
uh,
dishwasher?
maybe.
Probably. Eh?
Well, it's like,
Are you talking about my vagina?
well,
Maybe.
no, no, not your vagina. Your vagina is squeaky clean. It's even cleaner than the ass that you have, which I hear is pretty fucking clean.
It's
Word on
fucking
this
so clean.
office.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, like, can you take
Uh,
the attachment off? Are there any electronics in the attachment, or is it just like a rubber facade kind of thing with like a thing to hook something into so it actually like attaches to the saddle?
it, basically the machine is the electrical part. So the
Yeah.
machine is a self-contained motor and unit, and you have a rod that goes down it
Giggity.
goes down into a hole in the motor machine, and then on that you have kind of like with like a base mounting, like a small kind of dildo looking thing, but it's not
Yeah.
really a dildo. It's really to mount the other stuff on. And so then you can mount these you know, massive ass plastic toys on them.
And you
So,
can't dishwash that because I know what is it? The fleshlight. You can throw that right in your dishwasher, right?
well, I don't think that you're really supposed to just dishwash safe. I think it might get too hot.
Hmm.
They are silicone or whatever, and I don't know if they'll melt or not melt or whatever.
What you're saying
But
is if I'm going to A&W to switch out my drinking cup, I can't bring my Sibian attachments and be like, hey, I know you have like a really high quality machine here that cleanses and cleanses. Can you throw this stuff in here with your next batch? They probably won't be cool with that, right?
I would really like to have you have somebody with a hidden camera and go in and give that a try. Maybe Jamie could go with you and, see how that goes for you.
Well, I mean, Jamie does whatever we tell Jamie to do. So if we tell Jamie to do it, Jamie's going to do it.
Well, Jamie likes a paycheck, so yeah, he does.
Mhm.
Isn't that right, Jamie? Be quiet, Gimp. Uh, yeah, so definitely you got to keep those things clean. So
Are you ready for danger number 4?
Fuck yeah, we're
The
yes,
final danger in our danger chapter here. This
the
is known
final
as
dildo challenge.
mechanical damage. Sex toys are known for causing mechanical damage to the vagina. Tampons that sit inside the vaginal tract can cause micro ulcerations when inside the vagina. In general, hard sex toys can harm vaginal cells. Phthalates can lead to abnormal cellular changes or initiate cancer. And that doesn't sound good for anybody.
No, it doesn't.
No, no. Sounds like it's kind of dangerous to be a vagina owner. Is what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like to me.
I mean, ass is the other vagina, so you essentially have a mangina, Charlie, right? You're the owner of
It's
that.
like the other white meat.
And you've never used your Sibian yourself?
No,
You ever been tempted to?
no,
Are you sure?
I don't
yeah.
know.
You're like no one's home. I can just
I
turn the
I
power up. My asshole's
I
clean. I know that. I'll just put this in there and it's good to go. I
I did have a guy who wanted to rent the machine once, though.
Yeah.
He ended up not renting it.
Probably for the best.
Well, you're not going
Yeah.
to discriminate.
No, no, no. I mean,
A hole's a hole, right?
you want to give me $200? You want to give me couple $100 a day to rent the machine? I don't give a crap where you put the stuff, just as long as it's cleanable.
Okay,
You
so
know.
when you get it back, do you ever hold on, you know where I'm going with this. You know when you're wiping your ass and your hand slips and it gushes into the shit and you like bring it up to your nose because you want to know. You're like, oh, okay, that's terrible. And then you clean it
Yeah.
off.
Oh, it
When
smells
you
like ass.
which I never would have suspected.
Let
When
us
you
Yeah.
get
talk.
when you get your Sibian back,
Roses?
do you ever sniff it before you clean it? No? It's so funny because nobody can see the video, but I'm like, yeah, no. Charlie Ray says no, but he's nodding with a big smile. Hell yeah. That's why I rent it out.
No, I haven't had that many rentals, It wasn't exactly the barn murder business. I actually don't even have my website up anymore right now. So,
What do you clean it with? Just soapy water and then some sanitizer on it?
soapy water, sanitizer, and I also do recommend, I also give them the option that, hey, I can buy new attachments and sell them to you, and
Oh yeah.
they'll just be yours, and you can keep them. Or they can have their own attachments that they buy and use as their own. That way, it's because
It's cheaper than buying the
obviously, so,
machine.
yeah, or I also recommend they can also They can also use like a condom,
Yeah.
on the attachment when they use it.
So
So
I got another question for you. Remember that kinky girl that you were dating that you guys like had this like sexual connection and now she's
yeah.
been all over town. So if she came to you and said, I miss your clean ass, I miss our connection. I really want to try and make a relationship work with somebody who I connect with on all levels. Would you be willing to go down that road with her? Or would you be scared that she'd want to be like, yeah, this is fun. I'm gonna go fuck a bunch of people.
Oh no, she's a total. Well, she has put on some weight since that time, but she's still cute. I mean,
Yeah.
I still am Facebook friends with her. So, um, I don't know. I would. It's never going to happen, but I would. She's really smart. She owns her own business, but I don't know. Like I've said, right now with my life, I just don't have any time for a relationship,
Josh,
you
you
know.
working out?
I'm just pumping a little bit of iron while I wait
Okay.
here. No big
Uh,
deal.
Charlie Ray, if she were to be with you and she wanted to take the sex to the next level, if she's like, I wanna suck you dry, but I want you to be riding your Sibian while I do it, would you do it?
Uh, maybe. I don't
Ooh.
know.
Sounds like a fair compromise.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah. I mean,
okay,
it's
what if she
involving
says,
me and a
I
woman, and
what if she's like, I'm just gonna be in the room touching myself? What I've done is I've got one of these machines that sucks the semen out of you at like sperm donor places. We're gonna attach that to your wiener. You're gonna ride your sippy, and I'm gonna touch myself until you get off. Would you do that even though she's not even doing anything at all? She's your
I
visual
mean,
aid.
is that like always going to be the experience?
No,
Would I
no,
do it?
that's that experience.
Would I do it once? Yeah, maybe. Why not?
Nice.
But if that's all it's ever going to be, no.
Yeah, but you won't know that's all it'll ever be until your 30 or 40th time. You're like, okay, baby, like seriously, can we
It wouldn't be. It
can we
wouldn't be.
try something different?
It'd be a couple, and I'd be like, okay, yeah, this isn't working for me. So my asshole's too sore. You know.
I mean, you'd get used to it after a while.
Well,
Does
let's just
anybody?
say I don't. Maybe I don't want to get used to it.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Does
You know.
anybody else have any dildo news, fashion, history, stories, or should I go into a would you rather? Because I have one here that I think that you guys would really like, and it has
Dildos?
nothing to do with dildos, not even one thing at all.
I'm ready to get off dildos.
Yeah, that's too bad, but yeah.
That's almost perfect phrasing. You just need to put the word on in there. I'm ready to get off on dildos.
Well, aren't we all?
Aren't we all?
I would watch a video of girls just pleasuring themselves. I mean, right?
Don't we already do that?
Well,
Eh,
yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know,
okay.
Jamie, roll the tape.
Jamie records everything. So, I'm gonna ask this. Who wants to answer first?
Josh.
All right.
Okay.
So, would you rather have an orgy with all five Spice Girls, but three of them are HIV positive? Or would you rather have sex with Margot Robbie, but she has a loose butthole and a penis?
I'm gonna go with choice number one
That's been the
because
unanimous
HIV
decision.
doesn't look too bad anymore.
That's right. It's not curable, but it's treatable, and you don't know which
And
one
I
has it.
love the Spice Girls.
And you can wear a condom, right? I never said you had to raw dog this.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't. Well, I would raw dog anyway.
Well, I
yeah.
mean that's the way to
Well,
go. You just
I mean,
want to feel everything.
yeah. I mean, I would also agree with Josh. I mean, because I look at it this way. I'm already pretty old, so I don't have a lot of years left. If that's the chance and the choice I got, I'm going with that one.
So
Okay,
what if
right.
would you give them all equal time, or would you focus on like Posh and Ginger, or like, oh, I'm a scary guy, so I'm gonna focus on scary, and the rest of you can just sort of be here.
I like Ginger and Scary. They're my two favorites.
For me, it would be
I bet
Posh and
Scary's a
Ginger.
super freak.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, didn't you already hear about her personal life with her husband and their babysitter and shit?
No.
No.
Oh yeah, she and her husband broke up because they were like videotaping themselves fucking the babysitter. Like,
Oh,
Damn.
wow. Jealous?
I'm rock hard right now.
I know I can see it's a lot larger than mine,
It looks like one of those. It looks like one of those Galapagos turtles, like came out to visit.
so yeah, like Google like I don't know her name. What's her name?
Scary Spice.
I'll ask Jamie to pull that up for later.
All right. So here's another would you
Scary
rather.
Spice drama.
Okay,
And
I'll
I
take
think,
this one.
oh wait, Jamie's bringing that up?
No, he's going to bring it up for me later. I got to have some alone time with Scary.
All right. So this would you rather is going to go out to Charles first. We're going to mix it up. Would
All
you
right.
rather get raped by an escaped convict / rapist, or would you rather be known / accused of being a pedophile in the current place where you live?
Hmm. Well, I'm going to hope that maybe if he's an experienced rapist, he'd bring lube. So I'm going
And pleasure you? Because
I
rapist is all
mean,
about how you feel about it, right?
the thing is it depends. I mean, if it's just like a if it's just a one-off rape and it's not a reoccurring thing
Well, I
and
don't think it's a relationship.
nobody's ever going to know about it versus the whole problem of
Yeah.
pedophile and something, it would make life much more difficult than, maybe a sore butthole. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, I definitely don't want to be living in a town where everybody thinks I'm molesting children.
Yeah. Well, you
And
wouldn't be living for long.
true. But I mean, I guess you could say you're taking one for your team because you're not taking one for the team. That's Team Charlie Ray. I'm gonna take one for Team Charlie Ray, and escape convict rapist is just gonna have his way with my butthole, and he's gonna be pleasantly surprised at how fucking clean it is. Let me tell you.
You damn right he is. He's going to be like, man, you could eat off of that.
He's like, I need to track this fucker down all the time if it's like this. You might just be inviting terrible things to happen to your butthole, Charlie Ray.
Oh, well, after some of the things I've ate in my life, I already do.
Well, I mean, I guess you don't go for burgers, but there's a lot of taco places opening up around your area. You could just focus on
Yeah.
those, and the rapist is going to be a one and done with you.
I mean, that's how I keep rapists away now. I just have a bowel that just like doesn't, I mean, they open up my ass and the smell just like, "Ah!"
Caramel apple. How about you,
Yeah.
Josh? Are you gonna?
I don't know. Is he going to whisper sweet nothings into my ear while
He's
this
probably.
happens?
I don't know. I don't know how a rape would be involved. Maybe he throws you down on the ground so you're on your stomach, and he's got his hand over
Okay.
your mouth so you can't scream. He's nibbling on your ear as his other hand is taking his belt and pants off, and he's pulling your pants down.
Doesn't sound too bad so
Clay,
far.
Clay, you were way too descriptive on how this rape would work.
Well, let's
Have you
just say
been
that
watching a lot of them
I
lately?
used to live by a prison, and sometimes they escape. I'm not saying I was involved, but things do happen. And yeah, he's
Wow.
whispering things, calling you
Well,
baby girl,
I'm going
telling
to
you
have
how
to go for the rape because I could not be known as the latter
yeah,
there. There's no
no,
way.
fucking terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to register everywhere. You'd be on maps. People would be driving by your house and like maybe trying to kill you, I mean, yeah. There's a lot of
Exactly.
bad things that could happen. I mean,
Yep,
I hate
you
to
don't want to
say
be
it,
on the
but
end of that stick.
I'd take
no.
one for my team.
Yeah.
Take one for my team. Got it. Anybody want
Alrighty.
some Urban Dictionary?
I always
Yeah.
like Urban Dictionary.
All right, I believe I have two here. And who wants to? You just want to switch it up? We'll do. Josh gets to go first on this one, and then Charlie Ray on
Okay.
the last one because I only have two, so it actually evens out perfect.
Perfect.
That works.
All right, so here we go. This one is called steelhead. Steelhead, like a steelhead
Steelhead.
trout, but two separate words.
Like a
Steelhead.
steelhead salmon.
Yeah, sorry, is it salmon? I thought it was a trout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fisherman, even though I probably should have learned that with our fishing episode.
You
But
should
I'm a
have
dumb.
known.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, we had that fishing episode.
Yeah.
This
Steelhead.
the steelhead. I think that's when a guy's getting it on with a girl. He's just about to blow his load, and he takes his dick out, puts it on the coffee table, and she smacks the tip of it with a hammer as hard as she can.
Fuck. Nice.
That would cause ejaculate retardation.
Yeah. Now that's definitely a form of birth control I don't want to be part of. I'll
Would,
stick
would
with
he
the hot
be?
tub.
Would it, I thought that would be called a flathead.
Charlie Ray?
Do I want to say what a steelhead is?
Oh fuck yeah, you do.
I would just say that it's when you have taken too much Viagra and you have one of those those
may
Probably
last longer
say
than 4
if your
hours.
penis, yeah, if
The
your penis is
Rager.
hard more than 4 hours, call another bitch. Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
I don't think that's
Yeah.
it, but that one's much better.
Yeah, I think that's when you take too much of that stuff and you're rock hard and you can't come, but she's still going strong. So it's steelhead because it's like a rod of iron.
So you guys are both like way off, but strange enough, I found this one today. So I found it today, but it actually goes right into our episode about the poop chart. I wish I had,
Awesome.
yeah, I wish I had this one for the poop chart episode, which will get
Hmm.
released before this episode here because that one's already edited and ready to go, probably a couple weeks. But anyway, steelhead, the compacted fecal matter, which is the first to pass before the softer normal fecal matter. This can be caused by holding onto the poo for longer than you should, causing the colon muscles to compress the fecal matter, squeezing water and pushing it back upwards in towards the intestine. So, in a sentence, hey man, why the sour look on your face? Dude, I just had this massive steelhead.
Yeah,
So the
those
reason
suck.
the reason it made me think about that is Josh said those countries that shit like once a week.
Yeah, they're always having steelheads.
They must have a massive steelhead followed by a Mississippi freight train. So what I'm thinking.
That's exactly what it is. It fits perfectly into the fecal matter. The
It's like a
fecal
12
episode.
incher with it's like a 12 incher with the steel head on it.
But you guys do get those, right? Like when you got that plug and it just pops out, then all of a sudden
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
fucking just
Oh,
liquid
yeah.
after that.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are the ones where you're like, push through the pain. Push through
Yeah.
the pain. You feel
Yeah.
it shall go away in a moment, but you got take it like a champ, son. Take it like a champ. Push it out. Ah.
And then the water backsplashes onto your butt cheeks and it
Well, that's
sucks.
just a bonus.
Splashes your nuts.
Well, I mean, Josh, I don't know if you listened to the episode, but I talked about the toilet water at work where it was
Yeah.
so high that my balls are resting in it. It's worse in summertime since your nuts hang lower. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
fucking terrible. And then after you dump it sitting in the poop water, I got to keep courtesy flushing when I'm at work.
That's the move.
Wow.
But it does keep my
Yeah.
balls clean because it's usually fresh water after I flush.
It's cold too, so it'll make them go up.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
When you get out, do you like buff him like that in the Big Lebowski?
Oh,
where
I
he's
do,
handling-
yeah.
Where he's handling the
Yeah,
where he's
Yeah,
handling
dude.
the bowling ball.
absolutely. Don't fuck with the Jesus. Yeah,
That's right.
you better not fuck with the Jesus.
Steelhead's the worst, man. It's like if you've had government cheese for a week and you're doing that once a week pooping in Moldova or whatever.
Or Ireland. Yeah,
Those-
it's just so
those-
fucking weird.
Those poor bastards. I mean, who knew that potatoes would back you up that much? I mean, I didn't.
But Guinness makes you shit, so I don't get it.
That's
Yeah, I
got to
don't-
be the
I don't-
potatoes.
I don't know. I mean, it really does. It does stump me. I mean,
I've got a relative from Ireland. Do you want me to ask them how many times a week he shits?
Yes.
you should.
Actually, fuck, Charlie Ray, you met him.
Yeah, I did.
The brother-in-law, yeah.
I
Damn
think
it.
I should call him up and ask him how many times a week he shits, just out of the blue. Hey, man,
Just text
know,
him.
we
Say,
met-
just text me
we
like, I
met
heard you're
last
from
week."
Ireland. Can you answer a question for me?
Are you
'Cause you-
constipated?
You won't know who you are. It'd be pretty fucking funny.
But you
Anyway,
gotta ask it like you're from Ireland. You gotta ask him, are you constipated?
Oh, just a little bit constipated.
Yeah.
number 2. This one's going out to Charlie Ray first. Is that correct? Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
We've got ventosity phenomenon. Ventosity phenomenon. Ventosity phenomenon.
I'm gonna say
Oh,
that
man.
it sounds very Latin. So I'm gonna say it's where you get a Latin girl to pour an espresso up your butthole. She tongues it out, and then she tongue kisses you.
That's hot. Josh, you have that look on your face that that's gross, but this is Charlie Ray's butthole, so you're okay. It's just
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
be
you're
It's
right.
it's
soft and
squeaky
nothing.
clean. I mean,
And
it's like a coffee. I mean, they have
Squeaky
coffee
clean
enemas, so
and coffee.
I mean, they have boofing. You know what boofing is, right?
Nope.
Nope.
You know what boofing is? That's where they basically you shotgun a beer or alcohol up your butthole and get you drunk.
That's hot.
It's boofing.
I
Yeah.
guess your blood
Like,
vessels
just-
are pretty
I mean,
open there.
Yeah.
Tender area,
I mean, I generally like to just drink my Stoli neat, but I mean, sometimes you just want to shove a bottle up your ass and just get drunk right away,
Like, don't we all? Who wants
Yeah,
to waste time? I'm too old for this
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, just bend me over and pour a Stoli up my ass.
I don't think that's good for you.
Well, Josh,
Yeah,
you
thing.
know what is good for you? And you're going to tell me
Ventrossing
why?
or whatever the hell it is.
Ventosity phenomenon.
Ventosity. I don't even know what that word means, man.
Neither do
Let's
I.
see here. Ventosity. Ventosity. Man. Okay, so you're venting. So
Yeah.
I guess some guys are having anal sex
Okay.
and he vents everything that's in his lower intestines at the last second.
So,
I have another guess. I have another
okay.
guess.
Yeah.
It's when a really hot blonde but dominant but German dominatrix has you tied up and bent over a bench and she just screams at your asshole. In German, of course,
Well,
so it sounds even
obviously.
worse. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's weird because Josh got the root word there, the word vent. And the only
Yeah.
reason I bring that up is because I was sitting on the toilet today at my work toilet where my balls were hanging in the water, as per usual. I was grabbing the toilet paper and it just kept falling off the thing as it does because it's like well lubricated or something. And I looked over and I was like, Urban Dictionary, what can I do in here? So I just saw a vent on the ground. So I just typed in vent into Urban Dictionary and this came up. So it's weird where inspiration comes from. However, the definition for this one actually would fit into the poop episode as well. So this is what it is. Ventosity phenomenon. When you fart or shit yourself on a ventilated seat in a car and the smell blows back into your own face.
What the hell's a ventilated seat?
Like an air conditioned seat that blows cold
Oh,
air. You ever?
oh. Well, I'm broke and I have a 25-year-old car, so no, I don't.
Oh yeah, new seats have like air conditioning in them.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know. They have heat. Yeah, air
So
conditioning.
in a sentence, when the stink was so bad in the car, I asked Renee, "Hey, man, did you fart?" He responded, "Yeah, about 10 minutes ago, because I just turned on the ventilated seat. You're probably experiencing the venposity phenomenon right now."
Perfect.
Mine are usually so rank. I don't need the help of a vent to do it. It just holy crap, who dropped a load of ass in here?
I don't know if I know I've talked about this before. I don't know if I talked about the show, but I worked with this girl years ago, and she was a teenager, like fucking 15, just turned 16, and we're just like talking and stuff, just normal life stuff. She's like, "Oh my God, last night was like the best night ever." I was like, "Best night ever?" She was, "Yeah, I was like on the couch with a blanket watching TV, and I farted really loud, and it smelled so good to me, but probably gross to like if anybody's around, but I was by myself." And yeah, I just kept watching the movie. I was like, that's the best night ever. You just farted and it smelled good. She goes, no, no, no. The best part was like 20 minutes later when I like moved under the blanket. And I guess I shifted it and a little air pocket still had my fart in it. And it wafted up into my nose. And I got a second hit from that wonderful fart.
The aftershock.
Laugh because, first of all, that's fucking brilliant for comedy. Second of all, you're a 15-year-old girl telling me about how good your farts smell, and then trying to think that somehow that should be something you talk about at work. But I'm glad she did because I mean, this is like 10 years later, and I'm still telling the story. Fucking
Everyone
awesome.
loves their own brand.
That's right.
But let's be honest. A 15-year-old's farts probably aren't that bad. I mean, they haven't endured 35 plus years of eating crappy food as an adult that's wrecked our anal fissure.
Well, I
You know what I'm
mean,
saying? I mean, I have eaten some heinous stuff that has made stuff come out of me that I swear to God was roadkill, you know?
yeah, I
So,
know. I
yeah.
watched
I,
you eat chicken gizzards at KFC. And then you
oh, look,
polished it off
good.
with
They
a
have
bag of
gizzards.
you polished it off with a bag of wasabi peas. Just like, dude, man, what are you doing to yourself? Or in where was it? Colorado? Yeah, Loveland, Colorado. We
Oh,
got
the
those
jalapeno
yeah,
pizza.
yeah, we got those pizzas and the jalapenos were like fresh cut. They weren't like from canned
Ooh, I
or
like
Oh,
fresh
pickled.
cut.
oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
dude, they were
yeah.
so good, but you couldn't see the toppings underneath the jalapenos because there were so many jalapenos. I took a bite and it fucking just melted my mouth. I'm like, nope, I'm gonna do one jalapeno with every bite. And I moved them all off my plate. And I looked at it, I was like, there's like 30 on my fucking plate that I'm not eating. Like, why are there so many? And Charlie Ray's like, you can eat those? I'm like, fuck no, I'm gonna shit blood later. He's like, I'll take them. And he just put them on his pizza. And he fucking ate like 60 sliced jalapenos on his pizza. Boggles my mind how you didn't shit blood. Or did you? Maybe your ass is magical, dude. It's just magic.
That might have been that roadkill morning. I don't know.
I just
don't
know
know.
that when we were
Yeah,
driving back to the hotel, if our seats were vented, there would have been that ventosity phenomenon happening. That's for sure.
Yes,
Damn sure.
yes. Yeah. I remember you're like, oh, these are so hot. I just remember going, you can eat those?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's so
give me
many
here.
of them.
And then I was
Yeah.
thinking in my mind, pussy.
Yeah. No, I'm fine with that. I didn't want to shit blood later, and I don't think you care if you
Oh,
do.
although I do think I kind of did get to the point where I go, that's kind of hot. Drinking beers like crazy.
Yeah, you're just like, can you bring me some milk and some more bread, and maybe some crackers? I don't know, just something. Can you bring someone to scratch my tongue while I'm eating?
Oh my God. Yeah. Good
But it was
times.
really good pizza.
It was. It was.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get Jamie to grab a picture of that pizza, and he's gonna send it to you guys just so Josh can see what we're talking about because Josh wasn't there,
Thanks,
unfortunately.
Jamie.
Yeah, man, Jamie's on top of his game almost all the time
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
tell him he has to be.
Yeah. When we let him out of the closet that we keep him in, he usually does pretty good work, or he goes
Yeah,
back in the closet.
that's right, Jamie. Better do your fucking job or you're fired, you piece of shit.
Yeah. Jamie would conversate, but he's got his mask on with the zipper shut. So,
All
but
right. So yeah,
all right.
Jamie's gonna send those your way right now, guys.
Sounds good.
And I'm
I
pretty
like
sure
pizza.
I'm pretty sure that's probably the end of the show, is it not? Unless you guys got something else dildo related or Sibian related or
Well,
ventosity phenomenon related.
we've gone from hamburgers to dildos and vibrators to teenage girls Dutch ovening themselves to would you rather's and
Teenage
some
girl Dutch
yeah.
ovening herself.
And the
You should
dangers
Google
of dildos.
You know,
you should
that's
Google
definitely going to
that
be the
and see if
title.
it's yeah.
This episode is titled Teenage
Teenage
Girls Dutch Ovening
Dutch oven
Themselves.
and love it.
And loving it. It's a long title.
I'm McLoving it. And then
Did,
catching a whiff later.
did Jamie give those stuff to you?
Yeah, it looks like a good pizza. Although the dough, I usually like a thinner pie myself.
The
Yeah,
pie was
it
thin,
was
the
a deep
crust was
dish.
big. The crust was
Yeah.
bigger than the pie itself, but it had really good crumble sausage, a good sauce.
It almost looks
Yeah.
like the crust is stuffed, but it's just like
Yeah, it's rolled.
twisted like a
Yeah.
garlic twist.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really good. It
Yeah.
was hot. I
Looks
don't know why we
good.
chose that. I don't know why we chose that pizza. I don't remember why. We're like, oh, it sounds good.
You
No, I
both
mean-
got the same one?
And then Quay's butthole communicated to him, not a good idea.
Stop, just stop.
Poopy
Yeah.
butthole.
Or he's just asking me, hey, buddy, you got any Band-Aids? You might need them.
You're gonna have an ass hatchet.
Without riding a bike. Nice.
That's right. That's right.
All right, boys. Well, I
Well-
want to say thanks for once again spending way too much time talking about stupid shit.
Hey, it was a blast.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's
It
the
was
way I feel. I
good.
mean, don't you want to do this every day?
Sure do.
How great would it be
I
to
do.
record like 45 minutes a day, 7 days a week?
And
Yeah.
get paid for it.
And get paid
Oh,
for it.
fuck
Yes.
yeah, that's the one. That's what we have to work on.
Probably gonna have to shoehorn that in with some other kind of business.
Probably. Like horse cum in the face.
Oh, can't we just get
Yeah.
like famous people? I remember Bobby Lee once said, he goes, I don't care who you are. If you have 8 like followers and you invite me on your podcast, I'm going on because it's 8 more followers that I probably don't have.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a good
yeah.
attitude.
So he'll do your fucking podcast. He'd 8 more listeners.
Awesome.
I was always thinking,
Like-
just fly him out first class. Like who would say no to a first class ticket in a nice hotel?
Not
my
Bobby
My
Lee.
question my question is who's Bobby Lee?
Really?
Yeah.
You don't know Bobby
really.
Lee?
No.
Just get Jamie to bring that up.
Is it a guy or a girl?
It's a guy. Do you watch?
He's in all sorts of good movies like Harold and Kumar and
He was on Hawaii Five-0. He's a stand-up comedian.
Oh,
An actor.
oh yeah. Yeah, I think we talked about him before.
Yeah. So yeah, he
Yeah.
always said that, and I think it'd be kind of neat. It would be an awesome investment to pay like 10 grand to get him to like first class to Vancouver, and we just like record a 2 hour session, just fucking shooting the shit with the guy, put
Get
him
him
up in a
shit faced.
hotel, get him to fly out the next day. Because Bobby Lee would be fucking awesome for your podcast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it would be worth it.
Personal life, Bobby Lee. Lee began taking methamphetamines and marijuana around age 12, as well as heroin by age 15. And he's gone through 3 drug rehab attempts before becoming sober when he was 17. Wow, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, he's a pretty funny dude.
Yeah, he is.
Do you guys listen to Tiger Belly?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't for a while, but I have a whole bunch downloaded to listen to. I used to listen to it every single time a new episode got dropped. I haven't honestly had the time. I spend more time editing than I do listening to new podcasts. I just need
Yeah,
more time in a day.
I'd believe that.
So I guess this is probably
Yeah.
bye-bye to the wonderful people listening for the week. Not forever. We'll be back, I think.
Well, thank you, listeners.
Yes, we appreciate you all for listening. All
Yeah.
70,000 of you.
No, you mean
I'm
all 5 of you.
optimistic.
You're like,
I'm
hi, Clay's mom.
optimistic.
Too many zeros, maybe.
Yes.
Peace out, Knowitalls.
Peace out.
Peace out.
First time in like 2 weeks, so
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay.
yeah, I gotta get them
Cool, man.
going.
All right, man. Hey, I'll message you or something, some more to talk about the trip. It's
Yeah,
only a couple weeks away, man. Time's flying.
I've got
So,
people that are hanging out with us for dinners and lunches and stuff. So
cool,
we
cool.
have,
I'll get to meet some of the clay world.
yep, and we're gonna make sure Josh comes out as well.
Absolutely. I want to meet Josh.
He's probably gonna be
We'll have
high.
to, I wouldn't have it any other way.
12:30 at night on Christmas Eve, and he starts to do mushrooms. Like,
I know, right? That's a good time.
yeah, I
Man,
can't believe
yeah.
I finally finished it. 2 weeks to edit that fucker, man.
That was, dude, we were on the phone for like 4 hours, man.
Yeah.
5 hours. I mean,
Edited down to 3. I got 3 hours out of it.
what all? I mean, God, I thought you were gonna turn it into multiple episodes.
Nope,
So
it's gonna be one.
one monster.
Because I know listening to stuff, if it gets cut off and I have to wait to the next week, I'm pissed off.
Oh, yeah, I agree. It needs to hold be another conversation.
Yeah,
And for us, we don't do episodical type
no,
of episodes to where we're
no,
carrying a theme from week to week. It's a different show every week. So,
yeah,
which is something I appreciate about Star Trek Enterprise. At least the first couple seasons are all very self-contained stories. It's not an episode
yeah,
like a long story arc.
yeah. You can come and go
So,
as you please and miss them out. It
yeah,
doesn't matter. Yeah,
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Anyway, thanks for the
yeah.
chat. I do gotta
Yeah,
go.
you too, man. All right, man. Well,
And
you have a good night and
yeah,
have fun getting the kids to school in the morning and working tomorrow. I know after 2 long weekends, I don't want to go back to work. I'm like, this sucks.
well, that's what I told my neighbor. Like, my neighbor is like, "Hey, neighbor, how are you?" I go, "Pretty good." He's like, "Oh man, it's gonna be tough going back to work tomorrow after having the last week off." And I was like,
Yeah,
"Hey, Derek,
yeah,
I got a solution for that." He's like, "What's that?" I go, "Don't take a day off, and then you never ever fear going back to work." You don't
right.
get
Every
that.
day's the same. Every day's
Every
the
day,
same. You go to work.
yeah, every day's the same. That's it. And
Yeah,
he's like, you might need to go see a therapist on that because that doesn't sound healthy. I was like, I don't know. I'm a pretty happy dude. So
yeah. You are a pretty happy dude. And that's what I likes about you, Clay.
yeah, and the micro penis,
Yes,
even
well, we all
smaller.
love that. I
The
mean, you could go
micro.
swimming. You could go swimming in at Bass Pro.
Yeah.
You got to look that clip up, by the way. It's hilarious.
A friend of mine posted it when I was waiting for the
Oh,
9 minutes. So yeah, that's
okay. All right, man. Cool. Well,
sweet.
I'll catch you later, man, and we'll keep in touch.
Peace.
So, peace.